Welcome back to Fox Eyes on the Hill Live this Sunday morning. Continuing our conversations about violent crime has been a top concern throughout our region. In fact, the U.S. Justice Department just announced that it will add federal law enforcement tools and resources to the District of Columbia to fight violent crime. Prince George's County, which borders D.C., is also looking to combat gun violence. Leaders from Prince George's County held a gun violence action summit this week with survivors, community leaders, and activists addressing crime. Joining us live this morning, Prince George's County Council Chair Jolene Ivey, who participated in the summit, joins us to talk more about what was discussed and how can this actually translate into progress on the ground. What have you been able to determine about why people in Prince George's County, throughout our region, it's a regional problem, are turning to guns to commit crimes and also settle disputes?
I think we all know that we just have too many guns. We have too much access to guns, and that's a problem. Back in the day when I was growing up, if you had a fight, you pulled out your fists, right? You did not pull out a gun. And today it's just, there's just such a, we're just awash with guns. And if we can't get the federal government, specifically the Republicans, to help us stop like guns being everywhere in our community, then we need to do more to be able to figure out how to keep our young people especially, and others with malintent, from being able to have a gun.
The gun control issue always comes down to two pools, though. You have, legal, permitted gun owners who follow the law. Then you have illegal guns. A lot of these crimes, most of these crimes, are committed by illegal guns. What do we need as far as a crackdown from law enforcement to get the guns off the street and to get the people who are using those guns behind bars and that they stay there?
I am completely with you on all of that. We definitely need to do that. But without federal help, it's really hard to do. And if you have a lot of legal guns on the street, they become illegal guns. People end up giving them or selling them, or they're stolen from them. So a gun that might start out being a legal gun quickly can become illegal. And then we have all these ghost guns on the street, which are illegal guns. But there's no reason that there should be a gun out there without a serial number on it. So it's a basic problem.
For the last 20 years, if you look at the conversation between Prince George's County and D.C., a lot of times D.C. officials used to point a finger at Prince George's County and say, oh, well, our crime is coming from over there. The exact flip seems to be going on right now. Prince George's County looking at the District of Columbia and saying the crime trends are coming out of the district. How much of a change has gone on, and are your police able to cope with what's been coming over the border from the District of Columbia?
Our police are doing our best, and actually we're doing a decent job considering how much crime there is in D.C. They have a third fewer people in D.C. than we do in Prince George's, and yet they have a much higher crime rate. But this is why, though, my husband, Glenn Ivey, our congressman, was so focused on bringing together this summit to try to stem all the violence and try to have fewer people who have to deal with it. So the survivors came together, lots of organizations who are led by people who have been impacted by gun violence, and it was really impactful.
A lot of times those conversations are great, they're important, they make an impact on people's lives, but sometimes the talk stays in the room. Is there something you drew out of that that actually you think has some legs and actually might make a difference?
Absolutely. You know, the White House is really doing a great job of having access to grant money for just exactly these kinds of programs. Greg Jackson, who is the White House, some kind of gun violence interrupter person. In fact, he was once a victim of gun violence himself. But there's money, and we need to get our share.
It's a critically important issue. We want to continue to track it with you. We hope you come back real soon. Jolene Ivey, the chair of the Prince George's County Council, we thank you. And that's